Well, hello there, everyone. It is your host here. It is right, and I got my guest here. He's back. About time. I'm just kidding. Um, we're gonna give our recap from week 10 and our picks for week 11. So go for it, Michael. You go first.
Week 10, I did not do very good. I went 7-7. My picks did not completely save, but I had sent them to you. I'll tell you the real quick recap that I can. I got the Colts and Titans game wrong. I got Cleveland and Houston wrong. I got the Giants and Philadelphia wrong. I got the Broncos and Raiders game wrong. I got the Buffalo and Arizona game wrong. I got Seattle and the Rams game wrong. And I got Baltimore and New England game wrong. So last week was not a good week for my picks.
For me, I got the Colts game wrong, Cleveland, Buccaneers, Arizona, Raiders, not Raiders. Who ever played Seattle last week? Was it
Rams.
Rams and Patriots? So it was very difficult. And then Arizona game, that was a dagger, but it was a still good game,
Yeah. And
So I was 8-6 and an overall record 95 wins and 51 losses.
oh dang, we're really close then because my record is 93 wins and 53 losses. So you're ahead of me by 2 games.
Wow. And then the Bears game, of course, both of us got right.
Yep. Yeah, it was a game, I guess, but it was not it was close, but it just wasn't a very. I don't know the Bears. I don't know what are they saying about Nick Foles? Did they say how bad he was hurt?
He's not that bad. I guess he's going to be okay next week, but if the Bears were smart, put in Mitchell to see it the season. But it don't matter who's the quarterback.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it is kind of bad that Mitchell Trubisky did start off like 4-1. I think was there was like 4-1, and then they went to they went to Foles, and he did win a game, making them 5-1. And I think they've lost every game since, haven't they? Or if they,
Yep.
it's just I don't know. It's kind of a mess. But we'll go ahead and jump into this week's games. We got Thursday night football, which next week will be Thanksgiving, so we'll have a bunch of Thursday night games. So we'll have it out earlier next week. But anyway, so we got Thursday night football. We got the Arizona Cardinals with the record of 6-3 going to the 6-3 Seattle Seahawks. I went with Seattle and a bounce back this week.
Yeah, me too, Arizona. Seattle. A divisional game.
Yep.
And both of us going Seattle.
Which, honestly, at the beginning of the season, it looked like Seattle was like, their defense was terrible, but offensively, I mean, they looked like they was going to be the best team in football, but they're kind of slacking a little bit these last couple of weeks. And Arizona won that crazy game against Buffalo last week on a Hail Mary, so Arizona's playing pretty good, so it should be a really good Thursday night football game, to say the least. Our next game, we got the Philadelphia Eagles with a record of 3-5-1 going to the 6-3 Cleveland Browns. I about said Cavaliers because on my TV that's showing the draft. I went with the Philadelphia Eagles, even as bad as they've looked. I'm still going to pick them to get the upset here.
Yeah, I'm going with Philly.
All right, our next game, we got the Atlanta Falcons with a record of 3-6 going to the 7-2 New Orleans Saints, who will be without Drew Brees for the next couple weeks. I'm actually going to go Atlanta in the upset.
I'm going with New Orleans.
And then our next game, we got the Cincinnati Bengals with a record of 2-6-1 going to my Washington Redskins football team with a record of 2-7. I picked Cincinnati to win on the road. Washington gets one more step closer to getting their quarterback.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bengals.
All right, their next game, we got the Detroit Lions with a record of 4-5 going to the 3-7 Carolina Panthers. I went Detroit on the road.
Yeah, me too. Detroit.
Our next game, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars with a record of 1-8 going to the 9-0 Pittsburgh. Oh, actually, it's at Jacksonville. I missaid that. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers with a record of 9-0 going to the 1-8 Jacksonville Jaguars. Pittsburgh, I picked.
I'm going with the Steelers.
Our next game, we got the Tennessee Titans with a record of 6-3 going to the 6-3 Baltimore Ravens. I picked Baltimore in a bounce back this week, even though Titans need a bounce back too, but I picked Baltimore to get the bounce back.
Yeah, I'm going the Ravens too.
Our next game, we got the New England Patriots of record 4-5 going to the 2-7 Houston Texans. got New England on the road.
I'm going the Patriots.
Our next game, we got the Miami Dolphins with a record of 6-3, going to the 3-6 Denver Broncos. I got Miami in this one.
Yeah, I'm going with the Dolphins.
Our next game, we got the 0-9 New York Jets going to the 2-7 Los Angeles Chargers. I picked the Chargers to win this game. The Jets falling to 0-10.
I'm going with the Chargers.
Our next game, we got the Green Bay Packers with a record of 7-2 going to the 6-3 Indianapolis Colts. I think it'll be a really good game, but I'm going with the Green Bay Packers.
I'm going with the Packers also.
Our next game, we got the Dallas Cowboys with a record of 2-7 going to at Minnesota with a record of 4-5. You know I picked Minnesota. I pick them every week, it seems like.
Yeah, I'm going with the Vikings.
And then Sunday Night Football, we got the Kansas City Chiefs with a record of 8-1 going to the 6-3 Las Vegas Raiders. I picked Kansas City in this one.
I'm going with the Chiefs also.
And then Monday Night Football actually should be a pretty good Monday Night Football game. We got the 6-3 Los Angeles Rams going to the 7-3 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I went the Los Angeles Rams in the upset.
I'm going the Buccaneers.
So that's all the picks. So which game are you most excited about this weekend?
Well, the Thursday game, and I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely the Thursday night game.
Maybe the Baltimore-Tennessee game. Who knows? Maybe the Patriots game, the Dolphins game. You know.
Yeah, I see a couple. I think there can be some pretty decent games. I think Atlanta and New Orleans will be good because it's a divisional game, and without Drew Brees. Yeah. Seattle and Arizona, I think, should be a really good Thursday night game. And even Monday Night Football, Tampa and Los Angeles Rams, I think will be a good game. And Kansas City and Las Vegas Raiders. I mean, the Raiders, it's at home, and Kansas City sometimes struggles with them, being a divisional rivalry and stuff. I think that could end up being a pretty good game. And Colts and Green Bay should be a pretty good game because Colts have been pretty good this year. Packers 1 week looks really, really good. Then 1 week they kind of look like last week against Jacksonville. They didn't look like the better team out there for most of the game. So
yeah, you're right. Yep.
But that's all I've got. That's our picks. I mean, you can take over from here.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Yeah, my team sucks. Your team's not very good, but don't give up on your team. But your division's awful, sure.
Yeah, that's the bad thing. If Washington ended up winning 2 games, they would be right there in the division lead. The Giants have a record of like 3 wins now. They've beat Washington like twice, or they beat Washington stuff and twice, and they're literally like divisional leaders now. They're like 1 game back.
Well,
it's crazy how you can be 1 game away from a top 3 pick, or actually the Redskins got a top 3 pick right now, or Washington football team if you want to get political about it. They're literally that close, but then after they're like 1 game away from being in the division, and they're 1 loss away from being like top 3 pick, top 2 pick, or even they won't get number 1 because the Jets seem to have that pretty much locked down. But
yep,
it's a terrible division. 100% agree with you this year.
Yep. Okay, everyone, take care. Enjoy the games, and we'll see you guys next time. Go Bears, and good luck for your Washington team.
Yep, we'll see you all next week.